In this video, I'm introducing 14 new miniature companies which make amazing models you can 3D print at home. You're gonna love at least one of them, so without further ado, let's get stuck in. If you've watched the other videos in this series, you already know about female miniatures. Well, they're back with another amazing Kickstarter, but it's only got one day left. The Kickstarter is packed full of characters. I'm a huge fan of the cartoon-like aesthetic, and models like the astronaut, the exonaut and the witch are available as part of the normal campaign, whereas other models like the waitress or casual are available as add-ons. And if you like the look of that model, you can get it by signing up to my Patreon, which costs just £10 a month, and you'll not only get the exclusive bust but also 60 other STLs. Anyway, I really love these models. They really break the grimdark mould and bring a sort of cute bit of whimsy back into the hobby, and I'm all here for it. All the models I talk about in the video are linked down in the description below, so you can find all the links you need underneath the video. Let's replace whimsy with a little bit of weird. The next creator is Paul Braddock, and this kind of feels like Studio Ghibli meets The Little Mermaid meets Salvador Dali. It's all a bit mental, and I'm all here for the pun names too, like Herman Pinsky or Eddie the Robot. The level of character and detail that's gone into the models is really impressive, and I really like them. There's a strong retro futuristic vibe to his work, almost like they belong like in a lost sci-fi movie from the 70s. So if you're looking for something really unique to print and paint and display on your shelf, then this might be the model company for you. Paul's models print beautifully, and if nothing else, they're conversation starters. I don't just like covering small studios though, because the reason big studios are big is because they make great models. And Cobra Mode is a 3D printing studio that frankly most of you should already be aware of. They specialise in anthropomorphic miniatures that are packed full of personality and anime style character. Think turtle samurai, lion sages, salamander ninjas. The minis are fun, the sculpts are unique, they print beautifully. I don't know what more you could want. CobraMode are definitely a miniature company to check out if you're not already aware. Next up, let's step it up in scale. This is Carlos Edu, or CA3D, as you probably know him better. You'll see his models cropping up all over the internet. Ground Effect covers them regularly. Incredible painters like Arnau have painted his models, and what he does is create fan art on another level. His website is chock full of faces that you'll recognise, sculpts that you can download and print. They are absolutely incredible. The ones that really stood out for me are the ones in his welcome pack, like Aphrodite, or this incredible sculpt of Jubilee, which I'll be honest with you, I haven't printed because I'm a little bit scared to paint the thing. My backlog is big enough without adding more to my workload. But beautiful models, and if you're not aware of this artist already, wow. Probably the cheapest way to buy into CA3D is to subscribe to their Patreon, which costs just under $14 a month. And for that, you get 5 models to print and paint. Now let's switch it up again and go for something super techy and super nerdy, and something that I never knew existed. Did you know NASA make 3D printable STLs? Now, full disclaimer, I haven't printed any of these yet, so I have no idea how they print, but I had to include it because it's really interesting. And with the auto support functions that you can get in modern slicing software, I'm sure you can make a decent fist of printing this at home. So if you've ever fancied printing yourself a Curiosity rover or the Voyager 2 and then displaying that in your house, and frankly why wouldn't you want to do that, then yeah, check out NASA for downloadable 3D STLs. What a world that we live in. Next up is a studio that I've talked about before. Now Oliver Spaith, who goes by the handle Honourguard on MyMiniFactory, makes 3D prints that are not only really beautiful but also have lots of functional features too. He has entire ranges of plinths for dioramas and photo frames, but also specialises in making tiny animals to enrich those dioramas. My first entry point to Oliver Spaith was his version of Hogwarts, which is just an incredible model, complete with Fang and Hagrid and the whole kit and caboodle. But mostly what I use Oliver Spaith for are downloading little bits and add-ons for my dioramas and painting projects. His models are incredible. Every single 3D print is detailed and beautifully easy to print. And if you don't have a 3D printer, he sells all the models as physical sculpts too. Oliver Spaith is a name to watch out for, and definitely follow the links down below to go and check him out. And if you're finding this video useful at this point, then don't forget to like and subscribe the video, because it helps other people who may be interested in this sort of stuff find it too. Surely by now you know about Trench Stench from Westfalia Miniatures. They dive headlong into the dirty, grotesque side of fantasy. Think plague goblins, rusty knights, mutated soldiers, all sculpted with the gritty texture that just begs for a grimdark paint job. There's also a great sense of humour here too, the kind that walks the line between creepy and comedic. If you want your campaign to get a little weirder, or want minis that feel like relics from a haunted history book, check out Westfalia Miniatures. The next is another company that I had no idea made STLs, but I really should have done, and that is KnightModels. And if you don't know KnightModels, you are in for a treat. KnightModels bring all the big game licensing to 3D printing. Think Warner Brothers. You know, the DC universe, Batman, Superman, Harry Potter. They've released some really sick sculpts through MyMiniFactory, and you should definitely go check them out. The minis strike a really great balance between being game worthy and also display worthy. You get accurate likenesses, dynamic poses, everything you could possibly want from printing your own superhero. And it's the official IP. I don't know what more you could want here. 3D printable Batman. Nice. And we're back. Dungeons and Maidens. This is a absolutely fantastic Patreon option for people who don't want to spend very much money. In fact, it's just $1. This month's featured model is Luna Drow Snail, an adorable snail witch with a glowing lamp and tons of personality. Their style is soft whimsy and it's totally charming. Studio Ghibli meets classic fantasy. The sculpts are print friendly and always feel fresh, and they're ideal for anyone who wants fantasy models with a bit more heart and character. But it doesn't stop with whimsy. If you're more into anime mecha, they've got that whole suite covered too. This is a real dark horse of a studio and one you should definitely check it out. Dungeons and Maidens, link down below. I don't just like whimsy though, I'm also a super nerd. I'm a particular nerd for prehistoric animals, and that's where this studio, Museum Miniatures, really shines. If you want to find a weird extinct animal to print and paint at home, this is the place for you. I mean, I have no idea whether the sculpts actually are realistic, because frankly we don't know what these animals look like, but they look pretty good to me. There's a real focus on detail and scale accuracy here, so I am a big fan. It's just a really nerdy Patreon and I love it. The next studio is J. Smith. Now, he's a bit of a wild card in terms of 3D printing. He sort of jumps from gritty fantasy to surreal fantasy with ease. You'll find unique character poses, haunting horror poses, stylized monsters that you don't really find anywhere else. And in my opinion, that's a good thing. It's perfect for DMs who want unique baddies, or people who just want to push their own painting skills and have something really cool as a project to paint. So check out J Smith on MyMiniFactory. We're almost at the end, so thank you very much for watching this long. I've got a couple more though that you don't want to miss out on, so stick with me. This is Extraguy. Now, Extraguy mixes fantasy, sci-fi and punk aesthetics with heavy detailing and high drama. These sculpts feel alive. Flowing hair, detailed armour, layered bases. You get the idea. They look great on a game board, but also as standalone pieces too. If you're into painting, these models give you lots of surface to play with, and it's definitely worth browsing his collection to see what takes your fancy. And to finish up, I want to finish with another Kickstarter. It's just a tiny little Kickstarter. It's called Anton Art's Cyberpunk Diorama, and on the face of it, it looks a bit limited, but the more I thought about it, the more I thought just how useful this could really be. This one's not just characters, they're full cyberpunk dioramas. And I think what I'm going to use these for is literally to strip them back and use them as cyberpunk plinths for display models. So now I can just print my own cyberpunk scenery and paint away. It's such a cool use of it, and I never thought of doing it before. So it's definitely worth checking out the link below and going to check out Anton Art's Cyberpunk Kickstarter. So listen, thank you for sticking with me this long. If you have, you're an absolute legend and I'm very grateful indeed. I'm always searching for fun stuff to paint, and I make these videos just for fun. I'm not looking for any profit. None of the links I've talked about are affiliated in any way, although Female Miniatures did send me an exclusive bust for my newsletter, so if you're not signed up to that, do go and do that right away. If you feel like this is the sort of channel that you want to support though, you can do so on Patreon all the links to do so are down in the description below. For those of you who already do that, I am eternally grateful, and you know who you are. Thank you so much. All that's left for me to say is like and subscribe and all that good stuff, and this has been RisingApe Minis. I've been James, and I'll see you next time.